Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, so today we will begin with chapter 5, which is the second aparad. But just very quickly we run through the previous chapter, chapter 4, because I think last time the battery finished, so we didn't even, for the viewers outside, I think they were not, they didn't have the chance to complete the chapter discussion. So our chapter 4, which is like we've been discussing for the past 3 meetings, I think, is all about the first namaparadha, which is Sadhu Ninda, blasphemy to the devotees. So, okay, quick review. When we talk about the devotees, then we have to know what is the quality of a devotee. We have to understand who's a devotee. So what are...
There are 26 qualities and Vaishnavata is the main one. Vaishnavata.
So, and what is this Vaishnavata?
Saranagati
to lead the surrender to Krishna.
Yes. So there's 26. One is the real Swarup, the real quality of the devotee. The others are tatashta. They're like external or like neutral qualities. Why? Because they're also available to even common people. So they may be there, but as long as the Swarup, the real quality, is not there, then that person you cannot consider sadhu. And what is that? What is the main quality? Surrender. He has already surrendered to Krishna. He takes full shelter of Krishna. He has no other faith with demigods, to gyan, to karma. So that one. So now, why we're Harida Thakur mentions that first, and the reason why is because you can actually see what level you are as a devotee as far as how you are appreciating who is sadhu. There's three kinds of qualities. 3 types of devotees. As far as how they relate with other devotees. There's the Kanishta and Madhyam and Uttam, right? The Kanishta, they can engage in also worship of God, but actually they have no vision of who's a sadhu, and therefore they cannot appreciate the sadhu and serve the sadhu. So that's Kanishta. And for Madhyam, now they can see, they have vision, they can discriminate. We've discussed it last time. For those who have love for God, then they have prema and they're serving them also. For those who are equal level with them, then they have friendship. For those who are lower level with them, to the Kanishta devotees, then they're merciful to them. But those who are antagonistic, atheists and non-devotees, then they neglect them. And then the other one, the Uttam. The Uttam, they're just totally in the spiritual platform. So he sees everyone as pure devotees, like this. Now, we're mentioning this because very important in your advancement. You have to see your level. He said the Kanishta, their qualification is chanting Namabhas. For them, they're qualified to chant Namabhas, and really that's how they can really chant only until they will have some bandagyan, and then they will develop vision of who's a devotee and real faith for bhakti. Then they can enter the Madhyam platform. The Madhyam platform, they're qualified for Sudanam. Then we know the Uttam, they're already okay, nothing to mention about them. Now, so when we talk about Sadhu Ninda, mostly this is committed by Kanishta Adhikari. And sometimes, and we are warned that, okay, you may reach this platform of madhyam, but you have to be very careful from this offense, because you can commit also this offense. The uttam, they can never commit this offense, because of course they see everyone as pure devotees, and therefore, like, they are completely free from the this propensity to criticize. So now the madhyam, it said like, oh, then you have to just to be very careful from committing all the namaparadha. So there are 4 ways Haridas Thakur describes, like different ways of Sadhu Ninda, like blasphemy of the 4 types. Remember?
Beating.
No, that's like Vaishnava Aparad in general.
Okay.
One of them is Sadhu Ninda, like blasphemy.
Yeah.
So there's like 6, for Vaishnava Aparad.
Yeah.
To kill, to slander, or to like ninda, like blaspheme. And then what else? There's to be envious, to not welcome, to be angry, and not to be happy seeing the Vaishnava.
Are there gradations of
But
bad offenses?
but they are all in that category of Vaishnava Aparad. Now, Sadhu Ninda, they're in that category. So, like, this is the most common, actually. And this is, like, very common, the Sadhu Ninda. So, this is like, when you take Sadhu Ninda, it's like, included the other Vaishnava Aparad. Now, so there are, like, 4. You remember?
Yes.
You criticize his caste, meaning, his, how his, what social, like, status, he was bodily identification. How he was born with. Okay. Then you criticize him for a sinful activity he has committed before he has surrendered. Now he's already a devotee, but he has committed some sins in the past. But still you're criticizing. Okay. What else?
Trace of his previous habits.
Just the last trace of the sinful activity that he was committing before. Now he has surrendered already. And it is said that just by his namabhas, and see, he has fully taken shelter of nam now. And by that, in a few days, like, his sins will be gone. But it said that some smell may still be there. Some, it can still be there. You can see some Vaishnavas, sometimes they still curse, or like they have some like some mannerisms, or like, or you say like they're still fat because they're eating so much. Like there's so many ways like this smell remain like that. But already they're not doing, they're not engaged in sinful activities. Or, so what happened? You criticize him for that, and it's counted as like namaparad. Nam, Krishna himself, will be very displeased with you. Okay, then another one is, what else? The unpremeditated, accidental, like fall down of a devotee, or some like momentary lapse. Like a particular like time, just like a passing, like the mistake, like that. It's not something like he really like planned to do, and like that. He just committed a mistake. And sometimes actually Krishna arranged that. Who knows? But mistake. You criticize him for that also, then you commit this Vaishnava Aparad. So, therefore, we are warned, especially in this time Kali Yuga. Like, it is said, very, very careless people. Also in this Kali Yuga, everyone is, there's always this tendency to fight. So there's always a tendency of like fault finding and everything, like this. So, very like easy to commit this aparad. And then we wonder like, why I've been chanting for so long, and who knows how many lifetimes you've been in this path of bhakti, but never progressing. Why? Because of this like Vaishnava aparad. In the previous chapter, we mentioned about of all the anarthas, right? All the anarthas, there are different kinds of anarthas, no? Anarthas arising from pious and sinful activities, anarthas arising from bhakti, anarthas arising from what else? From
Thoughts about edification of himself.
no, we're talking about like the different types of anarthas. No, those are the those are the different types of anarthas. You know, like Sarvabram, Hriday Durbalya, Asatrishna, and Aparad. But there's also like these anarthas create obstacles, right? So according to where this anartha is coming from, then there's a specific obstacles to your bhakti that like will remain. That during the anartha nivritti, it takes like longer time, you know. So there's anarthas from sukriti and duskriti, and we were talking about that. Like by the time of ruchi, they're gone, completely gone, not even cannot come back like this. There's anarthas coming from bhakti. Also, by the time of Nishta or Ruchi, also completely gone. Then anarthas from aparad, this is the most like stubborn.
So we see that anarthas come from aparad, and when we make aparadas, then we will make more because you have more anarthas. It's like
yeah. So see, it is said that at the stage of bhav, then that is still how do you call this? Almost complete. You know, like this aparad, the obstacles from this aparad, anartha, is almost complete. Not even complete yet in the stage of bhav. And so, and it said even in the stage of prem, it's complete, but not absolute complete. Meaning, there's still possibility of you. And there's a smell there, although it's like most likely not possible at all. But there's still a possibility that you may commit some aparad and you can go down like this. And and this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explaining. And only when you really reach Vastu Siddhi, when you enter in the path of Krishna, that really absolute complete.
I remember example, who was there meditating? Rupa Goswami, like, and someone had passed and he was laughing, and even though he was like serving internally, now his meditation stopped because of this so-called offense. You remember this?
Yes, this Krishna Das, he is like Astakavakra Rishi, you know, like he's bending while walking, like, you know. So Rupa Goswami, he's not even aware of everything because he's in Manasi Seva. This pastime of Kusum Sarovar was there, you know, Radharani picking flowers, and then the branch was lowered actually by Krishna. So Radharani freely like holding the branch and taking flowers. Then Krishna remove his, you know, and then the branch went up. Radharani is hanging like this, and immediately Radharani calling Krishna, and that's like Radharani is automatically calling Krishna in anything. And then Krishna came and bringing Radharani down, embracing him, and everyone like laughing like this. So also Rupa Goswami laughing, but it happened all this. What's his name? Something Krishna does.
No. Was it Krishna das?
Yeah, something. There's a prefix to the Krishna. There's something Krishna does. I forgot.
It's Kali
Not Kala Krishna das. That's someone else. But yeah, it's happened. He was passing by, and Rupa Goswami is laughing like this. So he's thinking, "Oh, you're laughing at me because I'm like this, huh? You're laughing at my disability like this." That is not offense, but we can consider like, okay, in this world, you know, like that is taken as kind of type of offense. Like that. So as long as aparad is there, and really, as long as anarthas are there, then it's very difficult to like come to the progress in your bhakti, huh? So the most like common source of this anarthas, obstacles from anarthas, is from like aparad. That's what we discussed last time. So therefore, Haridas Thakur, he was warning us that mostly people tend to criticize Vaishnava, or they end criticizing Vaishnavas only because of they have bad association. That's why we mentioned last time, like everything about Asat Sangha. Because really, this is the source of why you're criticizing. So, Asat Sangha, two kinds. What is that? You remember?
Atheists? No? Materialistic people.
There's the Sri Sangha, association with opposite sex. And really what it means, actually when we say Sri Sangha, that means association with women. But we have to understand that really what it means is association with the opposite sex. Like that. And really what it means is improper, improper association. Because like, okay, householders for example, they're associated, like man and woman, they're associated. But their association is by religious principle. So that's a proper association. But improper association, man and women loosely associating with each other, enjoying like sensual enjoyment like this. Even they're grihastha, but not following religious principles, then that is improper association with opposite sex. Or it may not be with opposite sex, but it would be with the same sex. But that person is attached to the opposite sex. So it's still considered like asat sangha. Or you may have it in another category. It may be the same sex, but that person is in that consciousness that he wants to enjoy it like the opposite sex, like this. So the same condition. Now, then the next is association with non-devotees. And then there's three types for this. What? Number one, the atheist. Number two,
Mayavadis.
Mayavadis. And third, the Dharmadwajis. Dharmadwajis meaning the hypocrite religionists, so-called like propagators of dharma, like this. Externally they appear like devotees or like promoters of religious duties, but they themselves are really not devotees. They're sense enjoyers, like this. They're only interested in accumulating wealth, getting followers, being worshipped, like this. So once you have these associations, then very easy for you to be like critical to like devotees. You'll end up like that. Understand? So therefore, it's advised that keep away from asat sangha. And then, what's next? For those who have committed, this is the last part now. For those who commit aparad, what is the remedy? What is the remedy? Yes, you have to go and beg forgiveness to the devotee you offend. And Haridas Thakur, he said, like, you have to cry and hold his feet and tell them, oh, I'm so sinful, please be merciful to me, like this. And see, this is the thing. You approach the Vaishnava, Haridas Thakur said, Vaishnava is always very merciful. Easily he will forgive you. And in reality, Vaishnava don't even take offense, And this is some danger with committing Vaishnava aparad, because Vaishnavas don't take offense. But the Nam, Krishna takes offense. Sometimes you may think, it's okay, he's not offended. But Nam is offended. And then, what happens? Oh, okay, well, this we have to mention. What happens when you commit this aparad, this Sadhu Ninda, this Vaishnava aparad? Haridas Thakur told us, he even is already on the platform of a devotee. But he commit this. He said, by committing this namaparadha, immediately he goes down to the status of a non-devotee. And see, he becomes like the non-devotees who we are warned not to associate. He becomes like the asat sangha, like this. So, and what happens to him? Immediately, he will never be attracted to the holy name. And he will be attached to sense gratification. He himself will fall down, like this. You understand? So be very careful. You may be in the path of bhakti and already even attain, like, you may start to think already, I'm a devotee, like this. But be very careful. The moment you commit Vaishnava aparad, then finish. It's what's that? The mad elephant offense. You have created your garden. Maybe if after so many lifetimes, or now so many like nice flowers and everything, then you welcome one elephant dancing there. And see, this is not an exaggeration. I mentioned this before. I used to think that, okay, you commit aparad, like this, Vaishnava aparad, and then, anyway, the moment you ask forgiveness, you will continue to where you left. But, like, even Vishnu Thakur in Madhya Economy explained that, no. It's like you uproot. Like, that's why this is very dangerous. You uprooted, like, everything. You have to, it's like starting from the beginning again. And it's really difficult to get over. Yes.
So when Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that that like even small advancement is not diminished. So by Vaishnava aparad, then it is diminished.
See, when you commit Vaishnava aparad, you're completely out of this path of bhakti. So then you say like, oh, when you're in the path of bhakti, there's no danger. But now, if you're out of this bhakti line, then what is there? No. Now, but again, if you ask forgiveness, then you're on the path of bhakti. But it's like starting again from beginning, no? But okay, now there's no danger. You're free from danger.
It says even if you fall down, yoga brasta vidyak, right? That you'll again start up from where you left off. So maybe you fall down, but then if you reconcile or you make atonement for your offense, then later on you'll start from where you left off.
That's what I used to think. But then it says directly, like Bhishma is explaining, that it's not like starting again from the beginning. It's like you uprooted your bhakti, And so like it is very difficult really to that's why we're warned, don't do this, because it's really uprooting and it will be difficult to be back on track, like to how you were. But then there's another consideration though. And that's what we mentioned, that with regards to the love of the devotee, his bhakti is independent. His bhakti is independent. He's not also attached to this particular rule that, okay, you commit aparad to him and you lose your bhakti. So also Vishnu Thakur, he's telling that, okay, that is what happens. Bhakti is uprooted. But the devotee's love also is independent. That even if you commit aparad to them, actually then what happens because of the devotee's love, then you become a pure devotee also. And then we can see this with Lord Nityananda himself, Jagai Madai. Jagai Madai, they commit this, they threw this pot to Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda's head was bleeding like this. You don't say that that's not aparad. That's very grave aparad. Even Mahaprabhu wanted to kill Madai. No? Even Mahaprabhu wanted to kill him, calling for Sudarshan Chakra. But Lord Nityananda, he didn't want that to happen, and he wants them to have prem like this. So the bhakti of the devotee is independent. So he can still go even to the offender and fully changing the devotee. So there's also that consideration. Look, Haridas Thakur also. No, Mahaprabhu was telling one time to Haridas Thakur, remember that time when this was during that 24-hour ecstasy of Mahaprabhu in Navadvip? He was calling Haridas. He said, remember that time when you were beaten in 21 marketplaces? No, 21, 22. 22 marketplaces. And he said, I wanted to kill these rascals. I called for my Sudarshan Chakra, like this. But then my Sudarshan cannot kill them because you are protecting them, you're praying for them, like this. You don't want that to happen, so my Sudarshan Chakra is powerless.
Also, he said that you didn't feel any pain because with my own death.
Yeah, and so what I can do is I protected you from the pain. I myself covered your back. And then he showed to Haridas Thakur all the scars, like at the back, scratches at the back of Mahaprabhu's back, like this. Okay, so that's like a review of the chapter 4. Very grave offense, number 1, namaparadha. And in all other aparads, dhammaparad, like Vaishnava aparad and others, this is also the same. This Vaishnava aparad is number 1. Okay, so now we begin chapter 5. How much time now? Okay, so like chapter 5, that is second aparad. What is second aparad? To consider the demigod as equal or independent from Krishna. Also to consider their names equal or independent from Krishna's names, like this. Now I think we better continue next time, no? Now much time is gone. Go Brahmanande. Here you go.